Okay, let's see how to implement getGame. I want to have game equals getGame and print game. I want to pass username and the game ID. And let's see in our database. For example, user James has a game with that ID. So let's see how we can search for that. Again, search on table tic-tac-toe. And here for partition key, it is user James. And sort, key needs to be game. And then the game ID. Run it, and yep, now we have that one game. Let's see how we can grab that game from Python. I will copy user.py to a game.py. It is here. Of course, I want to call that class game. Here, everything will be different. So I will remove this and all of it. So for now, just write pass and the same thing here. So I will remove everything from that function. And of course, here it will not be get user. It will be get game. And we need username and also game ID. In a similar way, we want to query by partition key and sort key like we saw in our database. And for partition key, we send user and username. But for the game, we pass game and the game ID. The only difference is that we have different columns for a game. So I will copy the data. When we create a game, we want to pass a username and other fields which are optional. For now, just a string game creator, game history, and so on. And these are just the columns from here. When we create it, we initialize everything in self. So self.username equals username. For from item, it is very similar to user.py. We want to grab the item, and if we want to extract username, then grab that value as a string and put it in username. So it is very similar to user.py, except for different fields here. So let's test this in the app.py getGame. Of course, we need to implement our function getGame, which has username and game ID, and we want to return game.getGame with this username and game ID. We must import game from the game file. Let's test this. Username is not defined in line 15. Oh, okay, I didn't specify username here. So for example, let's search for our James and game ID. Let's grab it from here because of course I don't remember it. This is the game ID. This one. So we are searching for this game ID and for user James. This is the game. With this game ID, which belongs to James, what is interesting is that if I scan all the data, that game with this game ID is an open game, and it belongs to James because he created it. But more interesting is that game B belongs to user James and also to user George. And yeah, it's a little strange that we have the same game, but stored for two users. And more or less, this is really duplication of data. Game creator will be James in both games because there is only one real game, but it is normal in the NoSQL world to have duplication of data. The opponent will be different because from George's perspective, his opponent is James, but from James's perspective, his opponent is George. And everything else will be more or less the same. Yes, it is a little strange to have duplicated data, but today's storage is cheap and you get much faster access to that data.